Hello YouTube, Liverpool fan in Japan here, the Miyazaki man Sai. I'm loving the fact that everyone is coming around to how good Wataru Endo is as a Liverpool player, the contributions and impact he is making, but you still have not seen the full repertoire of talents of our Japanese talisman. I'm going to tell you about some of the attributes of Wataru Endo that you may not have seen already. I mean, everyone can see the blood-curdling, crunching tackles, absolutely wham, smash. But these only happen about 2 to 3 times a game, and especially, right, if he gets subbed on, it's only going to happen about once a game, really. If someone comes to a loose ball 50-50, you don't want to go in against Endo, my god, hard as nails. He would go straight into Roy Keane, knee on knee, shin on shin. Would love to see it. And also, hopefully you've seen now that he can score spectacular goals. He can find himself in the right areas as well. And this is very interesting, right? The ball came to him. He had to readjust his body on a half step to maneuver his way to shape the ball, caress it. But he had enough power, enough finesse to put it beyond the reach of Leno as well. Fantastic technique, composure, but it's not his first rodeo. He can score important goals. Here we go. Look at this. Now I'm on the official Bundesliga website here, and we have Wataru Endo, number 3 for Stuttgart. Look at this. 41 minutes just before half-time. Endo gets on the ball and scores the goal. 1-1. The half-time team talk is completely different. A goal that makes an impact and shapes the course of the game. 1-1. Endo, 78th minute. 1-1. Rescues a point for his team. His teammate there is like, come on, son. Endo, you've stepped up. You've got us a clear point. Endo, 76 minutes. 2-1 win to Stuttgart. My goodness. In the late game, he is the one that drives to the edge of the area. He'll get the goal, rescue not just a point, but all 3 points for his team. Absolutely vital contributions. As you can see, each of his goals are absolutely vital in telling the story of the game. They have tangible impact in getting the points for his team. Wataru Endo, 70 minutes. He always pops up in and around this moment because he can sense the ebb and flow of the game, and it's his time to shine. He just puts the gloss on a cemented victory already. 4-1 against Bochum. What we got next? 1-1, 37 minutes. Just before half-time, Endo creeps up, scores a goal, changes the half-time team talk. The tempo, the story of the game, ultimately unravels. Endo has the telling contribution, earns another point for his team. Endo, 91 minutes. 2-1 to Stuttgart. He is the hero, the saviour. He wheels off in celebration. He knows he's just won 3 vital points for his team. Another telling contribution. Endo, 37 minutes. Couldn't avoid a defeat against, is that Borussia Mönchengladbach? Probably. 2-1. But he's the only one of the team to make a contribution, goal-scoring threat, even though he played double pivot. 6, roaming 8 as well. Endo, 57 minutes. 1-0. 3 points in the bag. 57 minutes. 29 minutes, Wataru Endo. It ends 1-0. Now here is an unspoken fact of when not just about Endo scoring the goals, but imagine this. For Liverpool, he comes off the bench. Not just the goal scoring feats and attributes, he is on the pitch, which means he gives that defensive laying confidence. So his goal is worth more than a goal by anyone's standards because he adds to the defensive solidarity of the team as well, which means that they cannot break the lines easily or get their goal back because he is the enforcer to say, I'm making an impact, I made a contribution, I'm going to defend the fact that I put my team in front or back on level pegging. He goes, smashes the goal, gets the ball back in, he knocks the goal in, and then he stands right in the middle pitch and goes, Kakata Koi, bring it on. You come to me, I'm going to turn over the ball, I'm going to go score another goal, which is what Liverpool did against Fulham. Endo, 71 minutes, 2-1. Around the 70-minute mark seems to be a trademark to win the goal for his team, Stuttgart. Look at him. He's like, I'm cool, I can do it. This is what I do. 25 minutes, Endo, absolutely smashed that opposition. 5-1. 5-1 again. Telling contribution when Endo's in the team, we're going to win 5-1. Let's do it at Liverpool too, right? And one of the unseen attributes is a winning mentality. Absolutely brutal. When him and Cody Gakpo came on, they were like, nah, we ain't having none of this drawing, mate. 1 point ain't good enough. We're at Anfield, bruv. So, when he scored a goal, straight away, get the ball, off you go. You know, he could be like, yay. And, mummy, look, I'm on the pitch. We're scored. No, he's like, get the ball, biting down on the gum shield. And he's hungry, like, let's go, kick off. Trento, Ike. Which means off you go, son. And Trent is probably like, shh, mate, you're so loud, mate. And Endo's like, okay. And then Trent is like, off I go, la, here we go. I love that winning mentality. Absolute leader, absolute inspiration. And also, isn't it so telling that Klopp behind at home against Fulham, people would say Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, bring on the firepower, let's go. No, it's Szoboszlai off, McAllister off, Wataru Endo, the number 6, Japanese samurai inspiration, rising sun, son of a gun, loved by all mums. Wataru Endo came on and wowzers. To retain dominant possession of the middle of the pitch, to regain composure, solidarity, that ethos, the work ethic, and to give everyone a platform to build up and go. He's like, I will hold the fort and I will be the last man beyond the line when they are penned in. When you guys press and push and pray for that goal, I will be the last remaining runner to back you guys up and I'll do the job for you. Give me the ball, gimme, wham. In it goes. Klopp brought on Endo, like Benitez brought on Haman in the Champions League final, to turn our fortunes around, because you need to retain possession in order to give your offensive players the opportunity to play. You need these ball winners. You need the dominant personality and a dominant player in the middle of the pitch. And look at that haircut, man. My God, look at that fuzzy kind of haircut. He's adorable, isn't he? No, he's a... False sense of security. Let's call it false sense of security. And Endo has already scored twice this season in like 16 games or something, right? Wasn't it like 176 games last season? Thiago, Keita, Ox, Henderson, Fabinho. How many did they score? 0. Oh my days, isn't it so good to have goal scoring back into our midfield selection? We've got Szoboszlai, McAllister, hit a cracker. Gravenberch can score the goals. Wataru Endo can score the goals. Thiago, he can hit that daisy cutter once again. I want to see that again. The goals are back, baby, you know. Look at Patrick Berger, Risa, Gerrard, even Smitsa. Haman can hit the odd one as well. Alonso can hit the odd one. There's goals back in this middle. Raul Morelos, he scored a few crackers, didn't he? And for all his latent potential ability, I don't want Caicedo in this team, right? Endo and Liverpool's performances has completely made you forget about Caicedo. Lavia, Ugarte, Kefren Turam, right? This midfield, man. Endo, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch. What a rebuild. I'm so excited to see this midfield perform week in, week out. I wouldn't swap Endo for Caicedo for the world, baby. It's like 16 million's worth of national treasure, heart and soul. Scoring that key goal and not looking like an a-hole. Yeah, not sure about that last part, but anyway. Oh, and literally my takeaway just arrived. Kudokie Izakaya. Can you see this? This is Black Mountain Pig Kudobuta pork roll mixed with umami vegetables as well. What else we got? Some kind of pickled greens, rice, kabitsu, chili flakes, hot chili oil. But this is what I want to show you. Now this is a Miyazaki speciality. Chicken jidori. Now this is kind of barbecued chicken on an izakaya black coal sticks with black coal special umami sauce, all covered in the chicken that's just grilled on an open flame with big fat pieces of cabbage, right? This is absolutely puri, which means juicy, tender, Nichinan sea coast chicken. I'm not sure if you can see it, but this little condiment here is called yuzu gosho. So yuzu is a kind of citrus fruit, really tangy, really sharp. It's kind of a mixture between a lime and a lemon, I would say. That is a very, very sharp, mixed with the charcoal goodness of this chicken jidori, which is open charcoal flame grilled. Look how puri and bouncy that is. I'm going to put a bit of yuzu gosho in there. Can you see the yuzu gosho? That is kind of really fresh and fragrant. Let's go. Oh, I mean, just look at that belly pork wrapped black kudobuta minced kabitsu spring onion with a little chili flake on the back. Explosion of goodness, meaty flavors. Oh, sorry, this is a Liverpool video. I digress. And we're back. So yes, the role of a number 6 is a destroyer and anchorman, a pivot. Basically, people love blood crunching tackles, right? And people think deep lying playmaker like Thiago or Busquets or someone like Fabinho who can do a bit of everything. That's what you associate with a classy number 6. But actually, majority of the number 6 work is unseen. It's disrespected somewhat because it's actually covering the lines of progression for the opposition, making sure that they cannot play the ball into a threatening position to allow people to on-rush onto your defence or to put them into game-winning situations and winning conditions. So, ultimately, you will force the player into weaker choices or passing back or horizontally sideways or a riskier pass where you can intercept and turn over the ball. The sixth position in your team, and especially Liverpool's position, is full of traps, entanglements, to make sure that we can congest that play, to make sure we can get the ball back as quickly as possible if they decide to enter our territory. That is our territory, in and amongst the triangles, right? You have the Van Dijk, Konate or Matip, Endo or McAllister. There's your first triangle there. Fullbacks progress into wing-back position. Fullback, centre-back, number 6, another triangle there. The 8, the sided 8, encloses from behind. The sided 8, the number 6, and the fullback is another triangle there. And when you box people in that kind of diamond, WW formation, WWMM, or whatever the Dutch used to call it, I made a whole video on it before previously. That is the key area where you turn over the ball the most to win back possession, and off you go. Transition, offensive transition, counter-attack, Salah, Nunez, the Red Rockets, off you go, blazing away to get your goal. And Endo is absolutely genius at this phase of play because he's calm, he's composed, he's got experience. He's played for the Japan international team, playing against Brazil, playing against Germany, playing against Portugal, playing against Holland, playing against the top tier teams in the world. And he always performs very well. There's a reason he's the inspirational captain of Japan, because he commands the centre of the pitch and tells other players where to go to set these traps, to spring that trap, to get the ball and transition forward. And you've seen in recent weeks, he is very good at going, retrieving the ball, turning and playing progressive pass through the lines. He is surprisingly good at playing progressive passes through the lines. That little arched, curved ball, incisive pass, incisive cutting ball through that first press into our player behind the first line, which gives an opportunity to get him his head up. In midfield, which is very congested, the gift to get your head up is all produced either by your first touch, giving yourself time, you moving into space and the ball coming straight away, but it's facilitated by the person with the ball getting the ball to you, A to Z, A to B. And Endo is very, very good at that. His progressive passing is massively underrated. And I know traditionally he's a number 6. He even coins himself a number 6, but actually he is a roaming 6 because he can go into channels into fullback areas to allow the fullback to progress, covering Tsimikas, covering Trent Alexander-Arnold, especially duoing with Trent Alexander-Arnold in the midfield. By the way, online gaming, League of Legends, whatever, when you duo with someone, you create that partnership, that rapport. Opposition, solo, individual players don't stand a chance, which is why a tactical game, football, it's very, very interesting. You create these kind of partnerships and interlinking play like Suarez and Sturridge, Shearer and Sheringham, blah, 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 that kind of thing, right? I don't know. Andy Cole, Dwight York, were they really partners? Don't know. They didn't like each other, but they scored a lot of goals. You know what I'm saying? But Endo also gives you a platform to build off of because everyone seems to trust Endo with the ball, and they know that when you transition and you go forward and you break the lines with Gravenberch or Soboslai or McAllister, eventually joining into the 8th position, or out wide to Lucho Diaz or Nunez or even Salah, Endo pushes the midfield forward and presses so that now you have that tight 3-point platform to progress from. Endo, two-sided number 8s, maybe waiting for the rebounds, the ball to come out of the box, pot shot or recycle the ball to play around again, but he pushes the midfield line up to allow Liverpool to box the opposition in enemy half, because then you congest that field of play into the opposition area, and hopefully like pinball, the ball kind of bobbles around, 50-50 tackles, scraps, and then you get the ball back to rebuild and start again. You don't have to go all the way around back of the houses, back to central defence or back into the halfway line. Endo is very adept at noticing the opportunity to step forward into those gaps vacated when Liverpool are on the offensive transition, because there are a lot of gaps and he's always the spare man. And this is what is so vital about this caliber of player, who is the master of the dark arts, the kind of shadow realm arts, right? The off the ball, unseen dirty work and the game intelligence. Fulham under the cosh. Ball is put forward to Salah. He is the spare man. He doesn't sit back waiting for a counter-attack or say it's not my role or I'm a defensive player. He provides the option. He's got confidence in himself. He shapes the body and he knows my opportunity now. If the ball is played right, I hit it first time and wham, curled into the top corner. You know for sure, right? This is the tempo-breaking goal. McAllister's goal, absolute world-class, gives us the lead. Trent Alexander free kick off Burnley, give us the lead. We are behind in this game and we need to reset the tempo, reset the atmosphere, get the crowd back on your side, get all of the millions and millions and billions in Japan of fans on your side, worldwide. With that strike of the ball, with his intuition to get into the right space in the offensive transition, because he is the spare man, the deep lying man, the last man who can progress and make, an additional player on that offense. It won't be Van Dijk, it won't be Matip, because they will progress the ball, but they won't join that attack in that phase. Endo, the number 6, Thiago against Porto, for example, is the person to receive the ball, and in that moment, the whole tempo, the whole atmosphere was reset into Liverpool's momentum straight away. And as you can see from the result of that, Trent's freedom to express himself, to get in amongst the crowd and smash it in. And the back angle of that goal was fantastic, by the way, because Trent can see through the eye of the needle where he needs to place the ball, and his hit was true and clean and into the back of net, rippling the back of net. And Tsimikas did so well as well. Braveheart to go and win that ball. People think it may have been a foul, but he actually won that ball and headed it back. Fantastic work. Tsimikas, unsung hero. Our season will be defined by how well Gomez, Tsimikas and Endo can contribute to the first team and help us tick over when inevitably they're called upon, because they are quality. And this is what I'm talking about, right? You got to understand that the reason why Liverpool, one of the top teams in the world, and we've been so successful in recent seasons, is not just a player who's still the highlights and the headlines with the ball, a Salah, a Mane, a Firmino, Gerrard, for example. It's the players who do the dirty work to facilitate you getting the opportunity to do your thing. And this is why, for example, against Chelsea back in the day, Mourinho, Benitez, Gerrard in midfield wanting to do everything all out. Makaleli, Essien absolutely chased his ass the whole game, right? They did the dirty work. They never got the ball, but they neutralized one of the biggest threats, and obviously our talisman. And it's these kind of things. You have a role and a function on the pitch, and it's not always a beautiful role, sometimes a very dirty role, sending the player to the shadow realm, but you have to do it. It gives your team the platform to fulfill the instructions provided by Linders, by Klopp, by the coaching staff, because they have conjured a plan, in the dressing room and then on the field in different phases of play to give Liverpool the best chance to win. And my God, did we win. And these 3 points are so valuable, because now we've got the momentum coming into a 10-game stretch where I think we can win every single game. The only game that I'm 50-50 about is the FA Cup away at Arsenal, because I don't know what lineup we'll put out. I don't know what lineup they'll put out, right? But apart from that, I think we can smash the opposition and really cement ourselves towards the top of the table. And we've got Europa League compared to Champions League next year in March. That is going to be a big factor, I think, in our ability to rotate the team, rotate the squad, because the Europa League is not as strong as Champions League or lucrative as the Champions League either. But that's the opportunity where the Gomez, the Endo, the Tsimikas, the Gravenberch, for example, you might say, the Gakpos, all of these players will contribute to our quadruple chasing aspirations. Oh, and I also love the fact that in a post-match interview, Wataru Endo mentioned as well, when he came on, instructions from Jurgen Klopp, he didn't have to say too much. Endo knows the game. He's been around. He's experienced. He's an old head. He's a general, a leader, a commander. He is the emperor on the field. Literally, Klopp said, "Go on, son. Get us back in the game." And Endo's like, "We needed a goal. Came on. I'll get you the goal. Got you the goal. Trent, off you go. Smack one." Endo knew as a late man running in from the midfield that would present opportunities. Obviously, them being penned in, boxed, tight-knit formation. Salah rolled it back. I think Klopp mentioned his favourite goal as well, right? Diagonal ball. Beautiful controlled header by Nunez into Salah's path. Salah controlled it, regained it because a bit of a missed touch, rolled it gently into Endo's path, who had to readjust his body on the instep to curl it in. It was a beautifully set up goal. I really enjoyed that goal too. Thank you so much. If you like this video, smash that like button. It really helps the video get seen, helps the channel grow. I'm going to be doing streams and giveaways very soon. Actually, I might make another video tonight because I saw an article by James Pearce which was total rubbish. Anyway, subscribe as well if you haven't already. Lots of great content coming up. Miyazaki man. Sorry. Liverpool fan, Ninja fan. Yay. It's getting chilly. Scarf on.